It's very hot. Some of the context may be lost a little bit. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Sinag and welcome to a new video. So in this one, I'm going to give you romance book recommendations that I love and I highly recommend. So the first book that I'm recommending is The Right Swipe by Alisha. So this one actually is between two dating app rivals. So we have Rhiannon and Samson. So Rhiannon is actually the CEO of her dating app company, while Samson is the model or the influencer that promotes the rival dating app company. Both of them actually had a one-night stand by the start of this book, and basically they have that history. From what I can remember, this is a very steamy romance, while also tackling trust issues, because Rhiannon has trust issues. So aside from that, it also deals with heavier topics such as harassment and workplace harassment, especially if you are a woman of color in a corporate setting. The romance in this book is very good for me, and I love Rhiannon and Samson's dynamics, especially Samson being understanding of Rhiannon's situation, and him standing up for her and being there for her whenever she needs him. So my second recommendation is 8 by Rilzy Adams. So Rilzy Adams is actually one of my favorite authors. So are we surprised? But anyway, this book is about Tempest and Russ. So Tempest is a successful businesswoman and Russ is a private chef. So the thing in here is Tempest actually is celebrating. I forgot what she exactly is celebrating because I kind of read this a while ago, but it is a business thing, and so she and her best friend were supposed to celebrate together, and they hire a private chef to cook for them for the night, but her friend actually had something to do. I forgot what what her friend did, but something came up and her friend can't join her, and so she was alone with the private chef. So our private chef is Russ, and it's just a very steamy romance for me, and it's very hot. It's very hot, and Rilzy Adams really knows how to do steamy scenes. And there's also a bit of a food play in here, which for me personally, I don't like that. As someone who my career is in the food related environment or field, reading about food being wasted or used in other things is not for me personally. And so but if you like that, then you should definitely read this. But even if you don't like it, it is not really, how do I say this, it's not really the entire content of the steamy scenes. But other than that, the steamy scenes in general, it's very hot, and yeah, it's also very short, so you can read it in just one sitting and you'll get what you signed up for. So I highly recommend. My next recommendation is Make a Scene by Mimi Grace. So this one, actually, we have fake dating. We have Retta and Duncan. So Retta is actually a bakery owner, and they have their neighbor, which is a gym. The owner of that, or at least the co-owner of that, is Duncan. So they are business neighbors. Retta received an invitation on her cousin's upcoming wedding, and her cousin was actually marrying her ex-boyfriend, and she was kind of a bit salty about that. So because she's a little bit petty, she decided to go to the wedding, but she needed someone to go with her so that her family won't feel sorry for her, basically, because of her cousin marrying her ex. So but she doesn't have a boyfriend currently, so she goes to her business neighbor, which is Duncan, and asks him to be her fake boyfriend during that wedding celebration. So this book is actually very cute and fluffy for me, because it doesn't just focus on them doing things on the wedding, or they spend time together and do cute shits together. I really enjoyed their interactions outside of the fake dating element or aspect in here. And the cover was actually a snapshot or a picture, an actual picture taken during one of the scene in the book. And so it's very cute for me. And if you want a light-hearted romance that it doesn't take itself seriously and you just want to see different ideas for dates, and if you enjoy seeing two people enjoying the company of each other and kind of dating each other but they are not admitting that they are actually dating, then I highly recommend this book. So my next recommendation is Easy to Love by Shanee, and this one we have a surprise pregnancy and one night stand situation. So we have Myla and Colby, and they have actually known each other beforehand, and they have met in a vacation and basically spent a week together. And Myla actually got pregnant because of that. And though in this one, from what I can remember, she didn't say or tell Colby about the baby immediately. And so the book basically revolves after that situation, after Myla knowing that she was pregnant and that she is pregnant, and her not telling Colby about that, and them and Colby realizing or knowing that he actually has a child from Myla, and then basically reconnecting and seeing if they have a chemistry together outside of sexual chemistry, and if they can both co-parent the child. And for me personally, I love the trope surprise baby or surprise pregnancy, hidden baby. I love that. So I enjoy this book a lot. And though this book has very low stakes for in my opinion, because both of them, Myla and Colby, actually wants to have children. So there's no angst when it comes to, or at least there's no angst attached to the pregnancy or to the baby. So I really enjoyed that. And yeah, if you like surprise pregnancies or surprise baby like me, then this book is definitely for you. It's just easy to read and very fun to read as well. So if you like that in romance, then you should definitely read this book. My next recommendation is actually or contains actually one of my favorite tropes in romance. So we have Yours to Have by Be Love, and we have actually a second chance romance in here. But in this one, we're seeing Luna and Cade actually patching or working things up for their second chance in their relationship. So it is a refreshing read for me personally because of the timeline of the story, and we really get to see them root for each other, seeing them right now successful in their careers, and yet still after that they still support each other and root for each other. It's very refreshing to read, to see main characters, or at least main characters in a second chance romance, not being toxic with each other. And I also like the pining of this one because Cade pines a lot for Luna. If you want a fast book to read, you like to read second chance in romance, then this book is definitely for you. So my next recommendation is from my all-time favorite author, Dixon. So this is Devi's Distraction, and this is actually one of the books. I think this is the 6th book in the Ice Home series. So for me personally, it is a much fulfilling reading experience when you read her catalog in chronological order or in publication order. But I think Ruby Dixon writes her book well in a way that you can read it as standalone, though some of the context may be lost a little bit because of cameos from other characters, but I believe the world were very easy to understand, and you can catch up on what's going on. In this one, we have Devi and Dex. The entire premise of this series, and as well as the Ice Planet Barbarian series, human women were abducted from Earth and was dropped off in this ice planet. So that's the very basic summary of the plot. And in this one, we have Devi. So Devi is actually a scientist, and Nedex, an islander alien in this ice planet. He actually lost one of his leg during a kaarihan. Something happened in the plot in this book that made him want to create a prosthetic leg, and he asked help from Devi because among the humans, Devi was the most knowledgeable in terms of scientific things and you know, do application of science in real life. They started as friends because of that. So there's a lot of pining in here because Nadek thought that he's going to resonate with another lady from the tribe, and Devi is also pining because he falls in love with Nadek and she thought that he's also going to resonate with the other lady. So there's a lot of that in here, but it is very low stakes. It's also a very good friends to lovers for me. If you love your hero as grumpy one, so Nadek is definitely for you. I just love this couple a lot, and they are actually one of my all-time favorite couples in the entire Ruby Dixon catalog, and I just highly recommend you read this book. So for my last recommendation, we have I Married a Merman by Regine Abel. So in this one, we have Nira, a human, and Echo, a merman. Obviously from the title. But this one, Nira was actually on Earth, and she has a strange illness wherein she needs a breathing support. So she actually turns to alien doctors to help her identify what is her prognosis and a solution for her strange illness. And so they find out what's going on with her, but she needs to go off-world to another planet in order to alleviate her symptoms. But in order for her to go off-world, she needs to join the primating agency. And I think this is a very fluffy or light-hearted romance, and though there is definitely a plot in here, but it is very low stakes, at least for me. The world, or the Triton world where these merfolks lived, it's very interesting based on the description, and we also got to see their cuisines and their anatomy and their day-to-day lives. And so I feel like the world was fleshed out really well, and it is incorporated well with the plot, or with what's going on with Nira. So I just love Regine Abel's writing style and how she how she connects plots, characters, and world all together, and presents us with this book. So that's all of my recommendations for this video. If you have read any of these books that I have talked about, please comment down below what are your thoughts about them. All of my socials will going to be linked down below in the description box and somewhere in the screen. So that's all for me for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye bye!